So I've shared my screen. Let's go to course 5. So course 1 and 2 is about Java fundamentals and Java programming. Course 3 is completely about OOPS. Course 4 is about data structures, files, and exception handling. So let's get into course 5. Course 5, we have 5 sprints. It's a small course. We have only 5 sprints. The first is 2 sprint related to collection framework. The last 3 sprints deals with your Java 8 features. Again, we will touch on our OOPS. So let's have it this on next week. So let me start with sprint 1. Working with Java collection. One second. Hi, Siddharth.
Good morning, ma'am.
All set?
Yes, ma'am, all set.
All right. So we will have sprint 1 of course 5 in the morning, and afternoon we will continue with the mini project.
Okay, ma'am.
This is what the plan. So all right, guys, this is all about your course 5. So the first 2 topics is related to your collections. 3rd, 4th, 5th is related to your Java 8 topic. Again, we will touch on our OOPS. We will revisit the mini project again. So after completing mini project, this week, you need to present your project. The first presentation of your project happens. We will have it on next week. So let's start with our day 1. Listen carefully. Again, I'm highlighting the topic, and this word I have said so many times in my session, and the word is collection. As soon as I said about collection, anything is coming in your mind?
Grouping. Group of same kind of collection of classes.
Collection of classes. The word collection, anything, any word, relevant word in Java, if you
Arrays.
arrays, very good. In arrays only I used many words. What else?
Ma'am, we can consider linked list as well.
Very good. Good. So I have this is not the first time I said this word. From first week, I have been telling this word, collection. Yeah, of course, this is a collection interface, but apart from that, whichever the place.
Like similar kind of things that we store is called collection.
Similar
Similar objects or similar classes
kind of objects or data together. Correct. That is what I'm asking. More about collection. I need all of you to think, guys. Think. not only the type, anything related to collection. Yeah, whomsoever said linked list, yes, right. What else we will do with collection? What are you doing? I want you all to think anything related to collection in terms of the term which we are using, in terms of operation, in terms of dealing, in terms of implementation in programming language.
Sorting, searching.
Very good, very good. Sorting, because it is a collection. I need to sort my data. Search my data, whatever the data I want to sort, because it's a collection. Everyone, I need answer from all.
Library.
Binary search.
Yeah, binary search is one searching algorithm for collection. Apart from that,
Ma'am,
Stack.
enums.
no, Deepesh, anything you want to say? Well,
Stack.
okay, linked list, stack, all. Stack, queue, BT, everything will
Insertion.
comes. Roshan, Arshad.
Ma'am, enum.
Okay, very good.
String.
Yeah, someone said class. I'll agree. Class is a collection of
Set.
Objects and method.
Interface could be also part of collection.
no. So complete this point. You said class. Why class is a collection? It's a collection of.
Objects.
I will not say
Object and
object.
method.
Anytime, don't go with the statement. Class is a collection of object. No.
Set of attributes. Variables and methods.
Class is a collection of data members, variables, and methods, member functions. Based on that, we are creating an object. Don't ever say class is a collection of object. No. Similar type of objects are created based on class. All right. I heard some other thing as soon as you said class. Think about it. Even I said the word operation. Think.
Method.
Harsh, Kashinath, Kudus. I didn't hear from you all.
Can we say Java packages as collection?
Very good. Correct. Well, let me complete. Yes, Java packages are
Methods
Collection
are
of
also
classes.
in the
collection of classes and sub packages.
This one.
Very good. Like this, think about something related to the word
Object
collection.
class.
Some collection of methods are also
Called
like
class.
we have the methods.
Collection of method is a class.
String collection of characters.
Collection of characters, string. Vaishnavi, Vivek. Think I said my whatever the relevant term deals with collection, not only the example, anything, operations. No one started with operations except search and sort. Think.
Equals method.
No, I will not take equals.
There are like adding the data, deleting the data.
Correct. So we will do operations like adding an item in a collection, deleting an item in a collection, or inserting and removal. It's a collection of elements together. That's what I'm asking. Not only the exact term, whatever the thing we have learned so far. If you can relate with collection, you can go ahead.
Ma'am, string builder.
String builder, string buffer, everything again. Collection of characters.
Interface.
Interface. What we can say as a
It's a
collection.
collection of abstract method.
All right. Okay, it's valid
And
point.
we have also iterator for the operation.
Repeat.
Iterator for the operations.
What operations?
For like linked list, we can use iterator method.
Let it be. Any other points you want to add under the word collection in Java? You have something in your mind and you want to discuss that? All right. So let it be all the points. Let it be on my notepad. With this idea, let's get into the topic. It's time to think and tell. A sports academy wishes to analyze the performance of top 10 players on the basis of their age. How do you think a programmer will represent the data containing the age details of top 10 players? The question is in front of you. I need answer.
Ma'am, we can store it in array, then sorting it, yes.
Simply, we can store all the data. See here, wherever you open any application, everywhere we are dealing with collection of records, many data. You open Amazon, you open Flipkart, you open this IPL score list, wherever there were collection of records. If I want to store data, so one single data I can store with the help of variables. So many data I can store with the help of arrays. So the answer for this question is either variable or an array. Is that okay? Shall I continue with next?
Yes, sir.
Hold, let it be. Ages of players. Declare an array with 10 items indexed from 0 to 10. I know there were 10 players, 10 items needs to be stored. I will initialize an array. And then I'll store each and every element. So after seeing the syntax of array initialization, I'm sure everyone can able to relate how to store values. Age of player 0, the first value. Age of player 1, 2, 3. It follows index methodology. Now the sports academy wishes to represent age. Along with age, they want to represent name, height, weight, and the country details of the player within their application. How can we achieve this with our application? Can we represent all the details with single array of primitive type?
No. No, ma'am.
So if I want to store age alone, so int age of players is equal to new int of based on the player count. If it is 11 player, 11 memory, 10 player, 10 memory. Yeah, by using of index.
Madam, 10 player for 9 na madam. 10 players means 9 na madam.
No.
0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
0
6.
to 9.
Yeah.
Don't confuse with the index and the total count. Abdul, I don't know who raised the question. Is it Abdul?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, this confusion will be there ever long. So don't forget this. At the time of initialization, we will allocate the size. If it is 10 means 10 data, I'll be storing 10 ages. How I will store? Starting from
1, 2,
index
3,
0
4.
to 9.
Okay, madam.
And the best way is using for loop to get the value, and also to populate, we can use for each loop, or we can call it as enhanced for loop to print the data. So now, let me modify the question. The question is in front of you. Apart from only age, so if you take one player, I want to store their name, age, height, weight. Is it coming along with the sports person or not when you are watching a match?
Yes, ma'am.
So there will be a name, first name, last name. In parentheses, they will provide a age, 24, 25, followed with, there will be a country name, followed with number of matches he attended, and total number of runs. So all the data, it's a collection of mixed data. Read the last line. Can we represent all the detail with single array of primitive type?
No.
No, ma'am.
Array is not possible to store homogeneous collection. I'm sorry, heterogeneous collection, mixed data type. It's not possible in array. Let it be. As number of new players is growing, point number 1 is we cannot achieve this with array when we are having mixed data type. One drawback. The other drawback is number of new player is growing. The sports academy wishes to add details of new player whenever they are joining. So if I know the size, there were 10 players in an academy, I can able to initialize with 10 memory. Point number 2, if total size is not known at beginning, is it possible to use array?
No, ma'am.
We can't use array if size is unknown. So this is a reason yesterday when you are handling the project, for both task 1 and task 2, we found the size first. You remember that count variable? So guys, for both the task, I said find the count first, because every time in array we need to initialize with size. So I want to know the size. That is the reason in yesterday's task we found the size first. So if the size is unknown, we cannot able to handle with array. What changes are required to do within the current code of application? If it is possible that over a period of time, the player might leave the academy. If someone is leaving the academy, the details of the player have to be removed. So often, frequently, there is a process of adding and removing whenever it is required, as and when required. We want to do certain operations. So like adding, removal, as you said, searching, as you said, sorting. These are the operation, and as well as traversal operation, one after another. So point number 1, we want to store mixed type of data. So point number 2, if the size is not known, what to do, how to add. And I want to do all the operations effectively. Yeah. The next is ascending order. If I want to display the details based on the names in ascending order, is it possible to, is arranging data possible in data structure? Even though if it is possible, is it flexible and efficient? Of course, no. So in such situation, we will achieve this. Can we use linked lists to achieve this objective? Possibilities are there to use linked list. The last week data structure.
Yes, ma'am.
Possible. If yes, then what are all the changes we need to make with existing code? Will the code be implemented users defined standard and best practice? For all the question, let's have a solution in few more slides. In order to have a flexible, efficient class, in order to maintain, and in order to have a proper Java standard and practice and easy to debug, we have the concept of this collection interface. 1 minute. Moving on to another discussion. So consider one more scenario where we need to develop a class with a method that can, which can return various objects, integer, string, double. How do we achieve the objective within our Java program? Can we create a class and a method inside a class which can use any type of data and return any type of data as per the requirement? So I want to create a class and method in such the way the method should accept and return any type of data. So if it is doing, how I will ensure the type safety within the class I created. I know this is a complicated point. I will come to this point after some time. Slide number 9, we will discuss after some time. So in this session, we are going to store and manipulate objects using ordered collection. We have ordered collection, we have unordered collection. So list is our ordered collection. In this session, we will be discussing about a generic class and generic method, introduction to Java collection and its hierarchy. As I said, order collection is list interface. So today we will explore how to implement different types of list interface. Guys, please pay attention. So there were two topics covered. One is generics, the other one is collection. I will be covering collection first. After completing collection and list interface, I will come back to generics. So I'm skipping the first few slides of generics for now. After 1.5 hours, I will come back to generics. Is that okay? So that I'll be covering this 9th slide also. So how I'll go? Let us go. So let us have this generic after an hour. So let's start with Java collection. So Java collections. A collection is an object. Hereafter, nowhere we deal with primitive data item. So everywhere we deal with object, class. This is a very important definition. Please make a note of it. A collection is an object that contains group of objects within it. So it is one single object. Nowhere we deal with primitive type. So it is a single object. In this single object, further we will have collection of objects. How and other things we will discuss. These objects are called as elements of collection that descend from common parent type. So whatever the objects I am handling, everything falls under certain parent type of collection interface. So what are all the parent type? Let's discuss. Second point, collection have an advantage over arrays. They can grow to any size unlike arrays. So array, we can add an item based on size. But in collection, we don't need to worry on size. It's, or what to say that, it's dynamically growable. Collections are dynamically growable. So at runtime, it will expand its size and we can add any number of items. At any cost, collection will not hold primitive type. It will hold a wrapper class. Whatever the point I'm discussing, we will implement the same in theory. But keep this point in mind. How we are not handling primitive type anyway. By primitive type only, we need to go for a data. I'm sure everyone remembering wrapper class. So collection will handle only wrapper class. Again, the question arises. All of you remember this tabular column?
Yes.
For all
Yes,
the
ma'am.
8 primitive data type, we have a corresponding wrapper class, which is nothing but a class, object representation of data type. Nothing big. I will be storing character, one single character in char data type and character. But char is a primitive type, character is a wrapper class. I would like to highlight in Java collection, we will use wrapper class only. If I want to handle numbers, I will not name it as integer. I will use it as I will not use as int. I'll be using as integer. So how in programming? Let's discuss. So keep it in mind. In order to represent a data type in collection, we will use wrapper class, not via normal primitive type. So we have so many data structures under collection: stack, queue, dynamic array, hash. So collection API, always in order to implement collection, we need to depend upon generics, and generics will use always wrapper class. That is why collection is not using primitive type. Very, very important. The collection interface are available in util package.
What does
Tell
this
me.
mean? They do
Some
not
days
hold
back, we discussed on exception handling with all the keywords, try, catch, and various types of exception. So exceptions belongs to which package?
lang.
Java.lang.
So exception. Checked exception, unchecked exception, runtime exceptions. Both belongs to exception. Exception belongs to a parent class. Exception is a child class of
Throwable.
Don't forget this, throwable. Throwable, exception, runtime, unchecked, all falls under lang package. Don't forget this, default package. Whereas today's topic, collection, all the classes, interfaces available under util package. We need to import util. So Java collection framework hierarchy. This diagram is very important. Today and tomorrow we are going to travel with this hierarchy diagram. This is a class hierarchy diagram of exception. Exceptions and errors are two categories. Both belongs to throwable, both belongs to object. It belongs to lang package. In exception, we have checked and we have unchecked, which is runtime exception. Likewise, we have a collection interface. Listen carefully. There were two blocks in the diagram. So this is a separate block. So map is a separate interface. If time permits, we will discuss today. I don't think we will have time. We will have map on tomorrow. So map will not come under collection. So map is a separate interface. So under map, we have hash table, hash map, and tree map. Listen, this side. So collection is another interface. Collection is an interface. And that collection interface belongs to iterable interface. Those, what is that? That green color, that red color, and what is that? That orangish saffron color, all falls under interface. Those blue background falls under class. So we will be using the classes which is in the blue block. Please look into iterable interface, red color block. Iterable is a parent class of all. Under iterable, we have collection. Under collection, we have list, queue, dequeue, set. Under list, we have array list, linked list, vector. Under queue, we have priority queue. Under DQ, we have array DQ. Under set, we have hash set, linked hash set, and tree set. From this red color in between block, you will come to a conclusion. By default, tree set is sorted set. Whatever the data I'm entering with tree set, by default, it is sorted order. Likewise, tree map is also sorted, whereas the others are shuffled order. Take time, analyze. Please take time, analyze. We will be discussing list interface today. Array list, vector, and linked list. So let's get into list interface. So let's get into list interface. Anything you want to discuss on this diagram, guys? Okay, just in order to get an idea on overview of all these. So iterable is a parent interface. Under iterable, we have collection interface. So under collection, I can categorize list, I can categorize a set. I can categorize Q and DQ. Okay, let me make DQ as separate. Listen carefully. So list follows index methodology. So we will add the item. By default, my machine will work based on index. So based on index only, we will add and we will remove. And it's very important, list is unordered. Whatever the order I have entered, and it will be in a shuffled order. And it's very important, list will allow duplicates. I can have repetitive item in my list. The opposite. So here, no index methodology. Whatever the item you are entering, it will not have any index. It is ordered by default. Whatever the order I have entered. Speciality of set is set does not allow duplicates. So wherever if I want to handle any unique element, I will be handling with set. So Q, I can do an operation, add and remove operation. The speciality of Q is Q has been worked based on first in, first out methodology. Other all interfaces, we can add and remove item in one end. But the speciality of DQ is, listen carefully, I can add, I can remove in both the ends. So two ends. There will be a 2 entry point and 2 exit point. I'll be having only front and rear for Q. In front, where we will add items in Q? Wait, whomsoever I'm asking, respond. Rishikesh, you remember the term front and rear node in Q? Rishikesh, you there? Rishikesh, please update this on our Excel sheet and check with him over Slack. Saurav, please do me this favor. Shubham Kumar.
Yes, ma'am.
So you remember front and rear node in Q? Why are you going on mute? I want to talk to you, Shubham. Shubham Kumar.
Yes, ma'am.
What is the use of front and what is the use of rear node?
What is
You know or you don't know? What is front and what is rear in Q?
ma'am? Front a store address.
I'm talking about add and remove. Where we will add and where we will remove. So Udit, you want to give a try?
Ma'am, I think it's used to delete element.
Repeat and louder, please.
Front is used to delete an element.
And rear?
Insert.
Shubham Alam, is this correct?
Yes, ma'am. What was that? Front and rear is delete and insert. No, it's not like that. Front is that front is the person means node in that is called as front, and the last node is called as rear.
My question is it correct? All right. Rishikesh, you there?
Yes, sir.
I
Yes,
called
ma'am.
you a minute back for this answer.
Sorry, ma'am. I couldn't hear.
Nothing to say. We adhere to the session. Yeah, we will add item in rear node and we will remove item in front node. So only one place we will insert and one place we will remove. But the speciality of DQ is we will add in two ends, we will remove in two ends. So there were 4 places for adding and removing. This is a speciality of DQ. So apart from that, we have a separate interface called as map interface. The speciality of map is a separate interface, will not come under collection interface. The item will be stored based on key value pair. Each value, I'll be allocating a unique key. So this is an overall introduction to all interface. We will discuss one by one. Under list interface, we will be discussing about array list. We will be discussing about linked list, and we will be discussing about vector. Vector is a thread safe. When you are handling multiple tasks, vector will give you a proper data. Under set, we will be discussing about hash set and tree set. Queue is a queue, and yeah, you can ask me a question. What about stack, ma'am? Yes, stack is also possible. You will add and remove item with top, and it works in last in first out methodology. So under DQ, we will discuss array DQ. Under map interface, we will be having hash map, we have tree map, and we have hash table. These are the child classes. So whatever I have mentioned in the initial, these are the interfaces. Whereas bottom, whatever I have written are child classes. We will use interface or we will use child class.
Child classes.
In our program, we will use child class and you will achieve the functionality. Anything you want to discuss based on this diagram and based on this hint? As I said, today we will be exploring on list interface. List interface is used to create ordered collection of objects which can contain duplicate objects. Guys, it's a typo error. I don't know how I missed. What did I set for list? Can you see my notes? I can add and remove based on index. And what is this list will do?
Unordered.
Unordered.
I'll confirm this. How I got confused. I'll check and confirm whether it is order or unordered. Order or unordered means whatever the order I am entering an item, in the same order it should be in the output. Okay.
I think order is preserved.
It's not based on sorting. Again, I'm repeating, ordering and sorting is different. So if I entered, for example, mango, apple, orange, if I get output in the same way, it is called as ordering. Whereas if it wants to sort based on alphabetical order, apple, mango, and then orange, so then it is sorted. Have a keen difference between ordering and sorting. I will confirm this, which one is ordered and which one is unordered. Oh my God, why I got confused? Give me few minutes time.
Ma'am, what is the vector?
Repeat again.
Vector.
Vector is also one child class. It's a class. It's a class under list. We have array list, we have linked list and vector class.
Okay.
So, and speciality of list is it allow duplicates, which contains duplicate objects. Repetition is allowed. In the collection, object can be inserted one after the other or at the specified position in the list. I can add one after another, or depend upon the requirement, I can specify the index and I can insert. It's very, very important. All are available in util package. Apart from that, in order to traverse the list, we will use list iterator interface. We will use for loop. We will use for each loop. So today I'm introducing one another concept to traversal, which is iterator interface. Java provides util package. Under util, we have list interface to traverse the list collection. The syntax of creating list interface are, we will create list interface, object name for interface by using a method list iterator. So under list iterator, we have various methods such as hash next, hash previous, next and previous, which helps to traverse in both the direction, forward direction and backward direction, because we have linked list, by the way. Array list provides implementation of list interface. It enables you to create resizable array. Nowhere it is fixed size. It is efficient in searching an object in a list and inserting the objects at the end. So we will provide, it will provide all the operations. No worry on memory location. It will allow duplicate. You can add one after another, or you can add in any index. So we will be creating object of array list with the help of constructor, because always object creation will call constructor. So this is first way and this is second way. What is this tag question mark? We will discuss. And please look into the bottom, the last point. Some commonly used methods are add method. Add will take element as a parameter. Clear. By specifying the index, I can get particular item. By specifying an index, I can remove. By specifying object also, I can remove. So if I want to find the total number of elements in my array list, I can use size method. These are the methods available in your array list class. So by using this class, I can efficiently handle my element. So let us have a simple program. So let me have a simple program for demonstrating an array list. So slowly we'll have all those user defined type. So this is
vector is the most oldest.
I will come to vector. Please give me some time. We have lots of classes. All of you listen. When you are creating a project in IntelliJ, so give a proper name. So create a Java-based project by giving a proper name, and you will find something called as create a project from template, or what is that? There will be a checkbox to create a sample source code. So only if you are enabling this checkbox on your home screen when you are creating a mini project, the project will come along with your main method. So let me create a project name as collection demos. So under source, this is my group ID. Under that, it automatically creates main class, capital main, and this is small letter main. So array list belongs to util package. array list. For example, my list 1 is equal to new array list of. So create an object. Step number 1, all our collection package is util your interfaces classes. By using your object, you can see all the methods. Add method, either you can add. So let me add some laptop. What is the difference between the first two method and the third method? Any random guess?
Ma'am, in first method, we are not specifying the index.
The first two methods, or let me have the third method. So it will add the item one after another. So it will add HP and then it will add Lenovo, then it will add Acer. Whereas if you specify the index in 0th position, Dell will be added. So if I want to find out the total element, so I can go for size. So if I want to know how many number of elements are there in my list, and whatever the points we discussed, there is no need to specify the size. As many 100 items also I can add. So my list dot add, always the data will not take as a primitive type, it will be taken as wrapper class. So let me display all the element, then I'll try to delete. So in order to traverse the element, I can use for, I can use enhanced for, I can also use iterator. I'll show you with the normal for loop. So all the item will be taken as object. So always when you are going for enhanced for loop, so it will take variable colon collection. So when the loop executes for the first time, the first data will be taken and it will be stored in X. Here machine will not consider string type or number type. It will consider as an object type. It will traverse all the element in my collection and it will display. So total number of element is 4 because after this 13th line only I have added aces. And if I try to display an item, I have 5 elements. So what was my first element? Del. So why del is getting printed first?
Because we have inserted it at
0th index.
0. In 0th index, I'm inserting del. And then whatever the order, HP, Lenovo, Acer, and then Asus. Yes, so let me modify. So list is an ordered, set is an unordered collection. One second, please go through the program. So apart from that, we have so many methods under collection. For example, get method. As name depreciates, get is used to get the item based on index. My list 1 dot, whether it contains HP. So contains method is used to check whether the item is there in my collection or not. Contains will return Boolean, true or false. So we have add method, we have add in two ways. We have size, we have get, we have contains. So the item, the third index in my collection, the third index is Acer. 0, 1, 2, 3. And Acer is 4. Sorry, Acer is third index. Whether it contains HP or not, yes. It returns true. Guys, listen carefully. I can remove the element. I can remove the collection list element in two ways. The first way is by specifying the object itself. For example, I want to remove del. The other way is you can remove based on index. So I want to remove in second index.
I think it's still object.
1 second. Let me have this. No, what did you say?
It taken object, no, ma'am, too.
It is taking object. No, I want to take as an. Sorry, I should not give double quotes. I should give simply number 2. Now it is fine.
Yes.
Followed with the last and important thing. We are familiar with for loop. All of you are familiar with for. I'm assuming like. Apart from that, in collection, util package, and when we are dealing with collection, in order to traverse all the value in a list, we have something called as iterator. So we can use iterator clause. So we can use iterator or we can use list iterator. List iterator is exclusively used for a list interface. So list iterator, listen carefully. Object name equal to my list one dot iterator of, because it is an index. And don't forget to import this. Safer side, let me go for an asterisk notation. So list iterator, object name equal to my list one dot iterator of. So from my list, it will take all the collection and it will be stored in iterator. Listen carefully. So I need to traverse. So iterator is having so many methods. So you can traverse either based on hash next or based on hash previous. So let me go forward, then I'll go backward. So iterator dot hash next. And then let me print the item. By default, iterator points to -1 record. In order to bring the cursor to the first record, we have a method called as next method. I will repeat again. We are familiar with for loop in order to traverse the data collection. Apart from that, in our collection interface, we have something called as iterator. We will use iterator for all other classes. List iterator is specifically for list interface. The syntax is list interface object name equal to collection. What is my collection object? Which is my list one dot list iterator of. So by using the object every time, we need to check whether an item is there or not. And one more speciality or the working nature of iterator is if I have 10 items. So let's assume I have Dell, HP, Lenovo, Acer, and Asus. It will not point to Dell. It will be point to -1 record. So how to bring this to 0th record? By calling the method next method. So likewise, we have so many classes and interfaces where we will call next. We will go one by one. So why we are using next? Because it will not point first record. It will point before. The cursor will be in -1 record. So I have to bring it to 0th index, which is possible with the help of next. So earlier I have Dell, HP, Lenovo, Acer, and Asus. I am removing Dell and I am removing second index. So after removing, so Acer will be removed and Dell will be removed. After removing Dell, HP will become 0, Lenovo will become 1, Acer will become 2. I am trying to remove second index. So Acer and Dell will be removed. HP, Lenovo, Asus will be the output. This output I am displaying with the help of iterator.
And ma'am, what is hash next?
Louder please, Rusikesh, and repeat your question.
Hash next, ma'am. What is hash next?
Hash next, I am using along with my loop just to check whether I have next item or not, because it is starting from -1. So let's assume it is point. I need to display HP, Lenovo, and Asus. It will be pointing -1. So I'm checking whether I have next item or not. -1 to next is 0. Yeah, I have 0 HP. So it will print next item from -1. Next is HP. Then I'm checking for Lenovo. Then I'm checking for Asus. If I have next only, I can able to print the next item. This is an iterator method which will return true or false Boolean.
Okay.
Ma'am, but how -1 that one didn't get?
That's what I'm telling you. By default, certain interfaces are locating -1 index. There is no -1 index. Just imagine the cursor is pointing to the previous cell. In order to bring to the current item, the first item, we need to call next. And anyway, these iterator are associated with like this. So every time I need to check whether it is having the next item so that I can print next. In such the way the cursor will be in the previous position. So I want all of you to analyze the code and analyze the code. Yeah, tell me.
In 15th line, why are you using object?
Can you read the first point? Guys?
Collection is an object that contains a group of objects within it.
Yeah, and also can you read the third point?
Then they do not hold primitive type.
According to me, it is a string type. According to my machine, it is considered as object. Yeah, it's a valid question. Still, we have a lot to discuss under this object. So I want all of you to analyze this program. It's a simple program. And I want all of you to analyze the class hierarchy diagram of this list interface. So I'm giving you 5 minutes time.
Ma'am, why algorithm that has been designed to point the cursor at -1?
It has been designed.
Some specific
we can't go and debate with the development person. There may be a reason. Let's find a reason. And this is for the first time forthcoming. So many interfaces are pointing to -1 because to avoid null pointer exception.
Ma'am, -1 means before HP, right?
Before, before HP, just for your idea, I said.
Okay.
Before the first item, it can be -1. So I'm sharing this program and